Hi, Helen. Hi, class. Thanks for letting me do this from home. Uh, my report's on homelessness in Abbotsford. I'm going to try to make eye contact, but navigating the housing landscape in today's world can be incredibly difficult. This challenge becomes even more difficult when you're already experiencing homelessness yourself. In Abbotsford, many citizens, like those dealing with mental illness, uh, addiction, and disability, elderly, maybe just fallen on hard times, they find themselves without shelter. I've also experienced periods of homelessness myself, once grappling with addiction, later due to renovation following an apartment fire, which was not the fault of any tenant or my own. There are options available to escape the streets, such as shelters like the Salvation Army and rehab houses, but those places often present challenges of their own. Unsanitary conditions, lack of privacy, drugs, violence. While residing in these shelters, finding employment might be easier. They may have assistance available. Abbotsford.com provides access to an affordable housing and homeless report, and FVRD.ca lists Abbotsford's affordable housing inventory as well. Additionally, Archway, Salvation Army, and others offer housing resources. Despite these efforts, a 2020 homeless count and survey shows that homelessness is on its rise, and it's the most homeless in the FVRD is actually in Abbotsford. Even when accommodation is found, it often means sharing space with less than ideal roommates, or returning to substandard living conditions like those already experiences while homeless themselves. Shelter can also be unsanitary and unsafe, often restricting pet ownership or other freedoms that the street allows. It's a concern I currently face as I could use a therapy pet. Provision rarely made allowed by housing management, but was allowed in my old apartment before the renovation. These accommodations also tend to be near liquor stores, leading to more problems. An addict may spiral back into drug and alcohol use and end up back on the street because of that problem. To address these issues, legislation is needed to repurpose abandoned buildings or motels so that people can have a place to live instead of them just rotting into the ground. Obviously, the neighbors have problems with homeless near their place, but if there's security on site and mental health access, maybe it could be tolerated enough that these people could have a place to stay. Many assume drug addiction or criminal behavior from homeless, deterring landlords, property managers, and owners from renting to them. A stigma that seems to be explained better to the public. Having more options for low-income tenants and providing incentives for landlords to rent to those in need could alleviate this long-standing issue. However, homelessness remains a big problem in numerous cities. It seems necessary that effective measures are put in place before homelessness becomes a commonplace reality for many more. Abbotsford's Homeless Action Plan was initiated in 2014 and last updated in 2022. While claiming to collaborate with higher levels of government to address the issue, their current role primarily involves advocacy, regulation, coordination, research, education, and investment. Seemingly a bunch of buzzwords to me because not much is happening. But even with these efforts to address homelessness, many people often overlook or choose to ignore the issue. Even individuals like me find myself walking by some of these people, knowing I could maybe just say hello. But it's intimidating. I stereotype them too. However, for those experiencing homelessness, receiving assistance is the greater challenge. If I had land or money, I think I'd want to try to help. But even if we all had the money, there are still hoops to jump through for anybody who can even consider helping to facilitate housing the homeless. Senior levels of government need to keep talking with advocates to move things forward. Thank you. I went a little over my time. Got a little emotional. I killed a guy at the end of my street last night, or on the weekend, for leaving the psych ward. It's dangerous out there.